When I was in my 20s, I applied my makeup so heavily that it was hard to see my real skin through the veil of foundation. And I'm not sure why this was the goal, but the goal was to completely cover your skin. Now that I'm in my mid-50s, a couple of drops will do me. Unlike before, where I wanted to completely cover my skin, now I actually want my skin to look like skin. And my goal now is to just camouflage some of the discolorations on my face. Hi, my name's Camille. Welcome to my easy and simple Get Ready With Me. My everyday looks start out with a couple of drops of usually a thin foundation, and I apply it starting in the middle of my face and working my way outward to the edges of my face. I have learned that there are really only a few places on my face that really need camouflaging to make my skin look like it just has an even skin tone. As I get older, it seems like the theme in makeup is thinning things out and using a little bit less of everything, or a lot less of everything. Concealer is no exception to the rule. Today, I'm using a little bit of my eye cream and combining just a tiny bit of my concealer with it and tapping it under my eyes. Concealer is really highly pigmented and usually it's pretty thick, so if you put it straight on, sometimes you can get that cakey look. To avoid that, you can mix it with a primer or your face cream. I like to allow it to sit for a moment and then use a dry beauty blender and tap under the area or pat under the area to remove any excess, and then you shouldn't have any trouble with any creasing. Now, cheek color becomes more and more important the older I get. A, because I wear sunscreen and I stay fairly pale, and B, because I'm a Caucasian of the lighter variety, and my skin has started to become more see-through as I get older. So if you're like me, just remember you have to add a little color to your face. One of my favorite ways to do lips is to take my lip pencil and just color in my entire lip and then go back, and especially on my top lip where I'm losing volume, just overlap just a tiny bit in the area that I feel like I need it the most. By filling in the entire lip, you won't get that harsh lip liner look. And today I'm just going to use a little bit of my bougie lip gloss over this. Now, I like to do my lips near the beginning of my makeup, and the reason for that is that if anything's going to seep into little lines or anything's going to go wrong with the color or the product, I'll know way before I leave the house. For eyeshadow, I absolutely love to use my blush and contour palettes. Not only do they save you money, but they also save you time. To get a softer look, I will use those same powders under my eye to frame and above my eye as a little bit of kind of a smoky eyeliner. While we're here, we may as well bring it down the nose to give a slightly sculpted look. Since I have a bulbous nose, I want to bring that contour down to a point, and then I want to keep the highlight near the top of my nose. Today's recording is actually available as a video and a podcast for those who are on the go. And no matter how you're watching or listening, thank you for hanging out with me today. Let's move on to color correcting and what it means. Color correcting is a makeup technique that uses complementary colors to neutralize unwanted complexion tones, like redness, purple, or blues under the eyes. Most color correcting palettes will tell you exactly which color to use for correcting. But it's important to note that color correcting depends greatly on your skin tone. And that's why it's important when you're shopping for a color corrector to make sure that your skin tone is represented by that company. And you can easily tell if you are represented by a company by looking at the models on their website. Now, let's move along to eyebrows. I cannot stress how passionate I am about everyone having eyebrows. Eyebrows can truly make or break your overall look. If they're too thin, they can make you look older and dated. If they're too thick or too dark, they can look harsh and make you look older. Today, I've used an eyebrow stencil to achieve the shape I wanted, and then I allowed that to dry. Then I used an eyebrow mascara to highlight the few actual real hairs that I have. As a reminder for those watching and listening, you can find all of the products that I'm using in the description and the top pinned comment. I'm completing my look with a little mascara and then my favorite selfie powder. Selfie powder is just a finishing powder. It goes on after all of your makeup. It removes any shine. It also blurs out any remaining pores and fine lines and wrinkles. This concludes our makeup portion for the day. I do have a bonus section for those of you who are interested in staying around for a couple more minutes, and it is on chest contouring. If you've ever seen those beautiful stars on the red carpet and they've got their low-cut dresses and their tatas just look gorgeous, I can absolutely guarantee you that a makeup artist has done some chest contouring on them. You may find this very helpful if you're going to go on a cruise and you have one of those low-cut gowns. Even though you have a push-up bra on, you may just feel like you've lost a little volume and didn't have enough time to maybe go to the gym and bulk all those muscles up. Or perhaps you're just doing photos and you want to appear your absolute best. I'm starting this out with sunscreen. After my sunscreen is on, I'm applying a couple of drops of concealer. This is all about adding shadows and light where you want it to be, just like any other kind of contouring. And I'm going to use cream makeup to sketch out my contour. My darker contour will be for areas that I want to appear sunken in, and my lighter colors will be for bringing colors forward and making them look like they're closer. So we're going to slowly see this collarbone emerge from kind of out of nowhere. I'm using a really small brush today, and I like to use a small brush for contouring because it's easier to control where your color goes. Now, it was really hard for me not to laugh while I was doing this because I was actually lifting one breast to mimic the shadows that I wanted on the other. And so you'll see I go up and down, up and down. And now for a short story. I recently had a makeup artist academy reach out to me and ask me if they could gift me their course in return for me posting about their company. I have to admit, at first it sounded really tempting because they have a makeup FX course, and I thought, oh man, that would be so much fun. And then I found out that they didn't want to send me any of the course supplies. Like the FX makeup. And on top of that, I would have to report the $900 course as income. But the worst part is I thought somebody's going to stumble upon my page one day who wants to be a makeup artist, and they're going to see that course and they're going to think that's where she learned her skills from. And that is what really bothered me the most. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not pretending to be a makeup artist, and I don't claim to be a makeup artist. I'm just a girl who loves makeup. And that's my silly story while you watch me contour my tatas. I hope you have enjoyed this video and this podcast. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please give me a like, thumbs up, and a follow. Make sure to see that before and after photo at the end, and also be sure to check the top pinned comment for any products. Thanks for being here.